This blog was written by Damian Walicki, lead nurse at Royal Star and Garter in Surbiton. It's part of the charity's COVID Life on the Frontline series. This has been one of the toughest challenges of my career because we are kind of fighting with ghosts. You couldn't see the virus, but you knew it was there. At the beginning, when I first heard of COVID-19, it was far away in China. It didn't seem that this might come here, to us. But I remember hearing about the first case in the UK, and then Kingston, and I thought, okay, this is nearby, it's getting real. We put a lot of safety measures in place and we were well prepared. So, when we had the first confirmed case in the home, we felt we had failed somehow, even though we knew very little about the virus when all this started. Each week, new research was published. What it is, how to fight it, what safety measures should be put in place. It seemed like the Department of Health was changing its guidelines every 2 days. If you had any time off, when you came back you had to work with different guidance. As well as the change in working style, there was huge pressure on hygiene and infection control. This included PPE. We went from having a family-centred care home to suddenly becoming like a full-time hospital environment where every resident was isolated in their rooms. We were changing our equipment every time we stepped in and out of the residents' rooms. It was very challenging. No one in this setting was used to working in this way. It's hard to express how difficult it was when we lost residents. We thought that maybe they would live longer if it weren't for this virus. Our focus was on making them as comfortable as possible and keeping them company at the end. Throughout my career, I've worked in acute care settings, in intensive care units and operating theatres, and quite often some patients passed away. However, I was never affected as much as I was here, so it was really difficult. We joke with the residents every day, and we're left feeling like a family member has just passed away. It's almost impossible for me to switch off and let my emotions out. The staff were affected by the virus too. As a lead nurse, I was trying to support my team even when I was at home. I was constantly in touch with everyone to make sure they stayed safe. I felt I was at work all the time. I was going home, going to sleep, and in my dreams I was still here, checking if the residents were fine. I was never concerned about my own well-being. I was only concerned about the residents and keeping them safe. I never prioritised myself over my residents and colleagues. But in the end, I too tested positive. I had no symptoms, but I had to stay at home. And this was the first time I had a few days rest. I felt like I was letting the team down being at home. I felt I'd failed at some point. I feel I have to pay tribute to the residents. They've been amazing. I was in isolation and it was tough, so I can't imagine how hard it was for them to spend so much time in their rooms. It's just unbelievable the strength that they have. I have to pay tribute to all the staff here too. I've never in my life seen people working together so hard as we have during this time.